Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Give me just a second here. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Sorry about that. Just getting a couple things shreddy there. All right, good morning, daily bonus. Come Alfred. Good morning. Good stuff. Yeah, let's give it a couple minutes. There's a couple penny stocks that are moving a little bit here today that it might be interesting. The markets made a pretty interesting move overnight at about another 10 point or $10 swing, so pretty impressive. How are you people? I am good people. Yes, very good. Dom, Anna, TT, good morning. We're definitely going to look at, I think there is one or two penny stocks that maybe are pushing pre-market that some people might like. Also arguable that the moves on these penny stocks may have already happened pre-market, but we'll keep an eye on them nonetheless, okay? Think United States just passed as number one for most cases in terms of coronavirus infections. Not that you should panic because of that. But that's kind of the new recent news you're probably reading and hearing. That's why I'm telling it to you. But you've probably heard that. Yeah, we're kind of like the highest in cases now. I mean, honestly, I don't really think it's a big deal. Nice, Brian. Let's do this. Thank you. All right. So let's get going. We got 55 people on right now, so we'll start it up. So first thing that we'll look at, I'm not going to go right into the main things because there's not as many people on yet. We'll wait for them to show up. But I first want to touch on the VIX. So what I'm showing you right now is VIX. If you're not familiar with this, this is the volatility index. Okay, so this is going to give you a good idea of how volatile your stock market environment can be or is on any given day, okay? So let's look at this on a daily time frame, larger scale. All right, on a larger scale or larger time frame, the VIX here gives you a good idea as far as how volatile your stock market environment is, and you can see over the past, month or so, the volatility index went from 14 to 85. That's a big jump. If we put this on a 20-year chart, I mean, that's as high as 08. Back in the financial crash of 08, that's as high as we got. So we've had a really big jump in volatility. The last time the volatility index got this high, the markets ended up recovering and bouncing, and we didn't go much higher. Arguably that might be the case this time. I don't think so. I think it actually might go higher than that. But just so you guys know, this is the volatility index. And again, this tracks the volatility in the market. And as you can see, we've gone through an explosion lately. And this is partially due to kind of the drastic environment you've been seeing and those wild swings on the stock market from overnight, like tonight, how we had a $10 move overnight. That's because the market's volatile. It's seeing extreme range that it would otherwise not normally see. Okay, so if you ever want to know if the market is volatile, then you just come and look at VIX, and that is going to be your quick snapshot to tell you, hey, today the market is going to be this volatile because the volatility index is near or at this level. And the more you look at that, the more you'll understand it and the better you will get at determining what sort of day you're probably going to see in the market. Considering our volatility index is all the way at 80 or 66, we're probably still going to be seeing stocks have wild swings, okay, because we're in a volatile environment in market, okay? Everyone's buying General Motor today. Honestly, I haven't looked at General Motors, but I can. What do I think about F1 Trade Broker? I've never used F1, but I've seen their advertisement, but never used them. Yeah, I mean, General Motors started bouncing a couple days ago pretty well. We're almost there. I mean, yeah, you're kind of at a little short-term resistance, you can argue, with GM. Right now, you are in the low side of this cycle, so you could also argue that this might be at a good dip buy for when market opens as well. But, yeah, I could see that. I'm not a big fan of it. I think there's a way to make money on it today, sure, but I myself will probably pass on that. Okay. Ah, gotcha. You know, I get that quite often, actually. Good morning, Coco. How you been? How's life? How are the kids? How's the family? You don't even have kids. Who knows? I actually don't know. But if you do, hopefully you're doing well. Alrighty, so now that we got quite a bit more people, we'll look at BKWI. I don't know how this is trading anymore. I just remember looking at it earlier. So BKWI, this was one of the biggest penny stocks that kind of ran this morning. It started at 58 cents, ran all the way to 258, so that's going to be well over 100% gain already. So you're at a 300 and basically 50% gain, or that's a little more, but sorry, you're at a 319% gain for the stock BKYI today. There will be some traders watching this. It does actually look good in terms of the move that it made, the pullback, the new move. So it actually kind of looks healthy. Yes, it does. So this is one that we will be watching going into the open for now. If it just trades sideways like this, or maybe even up a little bit, and this trend line here kind of comes in, see, that won't work, actually. Never mind. That's probably going to fail. Yeah, no, you probably should expect that it might ride this white trend line up. If it does, that's where we would see maybe a move break out pre-market, right? Maybe. If it breaks this, you really wouldn't want to consider buying until you're down at about 136 for now. I might have to also, yeah, maybe I could check another time frame. Give me a second. Yeah, no, that's not gonna, yeah, that's probably just about it. Yeah, so BKYI, again, had a really big jump pre-market. The higher they go at pre-market, the more susceptible they are to crashing. So I do have a strong feeling this is going to be one that kind of pulls back pre-market or maybe moves lower out of the gates initially. If it does, the low-risk entry buy right now is coming into play at 138. But as the day progresses, that trend line should actually get a little higher. So it should be something like that. So say you go sideways till market open, your dip buy would probably come into play at about $1.82, which would be just above that support level made pre-market. So we would probably be, you know, in the 188, 183 level, 185 for a dip buy there. So we're watching it. BKYI, it's up today. It's up big. So again, I don't think we're going to go on a monster run. So that's what I'm being patient of. Let me check the daily chart really quick for you guys too and show you something. Oh no, yeah, we're well surpassed that. Yeah, we're good. That's all we got on BKYI. So the goal of anybody trading it pre-market is to get it to hold above this trend line so that it can curl off and go on another move. So it's possible you get like a breakout move pre-market, but it would have to hold this trend line really nice to do that. You're using Trade Zero? Yeah, that's good. Do I think the SPY bounce is a bull trap? I do. Personally, I don't think this is our ultimate bottom in the market. And if it is, we're most likely going to put in a higher low. We're not just going to go straight up. That's normally not the case. So yeah, I think we're going to be in for a bull trap sort of situation here. I do. Occasionally S. Yeah, so I use standard deviation, yes, and I still this chart you're looking at doesn't have any moving averages on it, but I do have charts with moving averages, yes. Yeah, hundreds of billions of dollars are pumped in the last 30 seconds of market. Yeah, that's true. Yes. ACB, I'll take a look. I think I looked at it yesterday. I think I was yeah, I looked at it yesterday, and I could have I was looking at something, or maybe it was the day before, but yeah, I was thinking it was gonna be a long move. I should have just trusted my gut on that one. You're coming curling off that, or maybe it was from a couple days ago. It's hard to remember now. But yeah, ACB, right, is kind of curling off of its trend, kind of going on a move. I mean, basically, if ACB is going to perform well, it's all going to probably follow CGC. So CGC, right, so CGC has been going up for the past couple days. That's why ACB is going up pretty much. Yeah, ACB just back to this. I don't really see much on ACB, to be completely honest with you. You could probably follow it long bias, but honestly, I would just follow CGC, and if CGC performs well, ACB is going to, and I don't really have the biggest warm fuzzy feeling about ACB performing well. Given where it's at and its trend, it's kind of high, so I think you're going to start seeing that get sold into next couple days on CGC, or just kind of slow down. Okay. All right, on to the next one, which is ASTC. Again, don't know how this is performing this morning. I didn't think this was going to have too much of a crazy good move by the time market open, but this did have some pretty good news this morning. Again, I don't think it's going to be much by the time market opens. I'll probably dud out. Hopefully I'm wrong, and hopefully it does something amazing. But this got some news this morning that Astrotech says its breath test 1,000 lung disease screening device has been confirmed to detect lung disease metabolites? How do you even pronounce that? I don't even know. Parts per billion. But so long story short, it looks like they kind of had a breakthrough in some of their technology for the breath test. It can do 1,000 tests of lung diseases, parts per billion. I really have no clue what that means. I'm not in the medical profession, and so I don't know if parts per billion is a good thing. It sounds like a good thing. Billions and billions and billions and billions and billions and billions. So I think that's a good thing. I'm not quite sure. But clearly the market thinks it's good, so there you go. There you have it. So right now I got to say that I think ASTC is not going to work so well. I've been wrong before. Normally I would be right in these situations, but I will say I have been wrong many times before. And so still going to watch it, still going to keep an eye on this. It's still moving bullishly. People are still buying into it. I will say this, though, that the channel is right here, right? This is our channel. Like, this is support. Like, this is really the support channel down here. Okay, so you're well above your channel by a lot. So in theory, anybody buying up here on the day is already buying something that's way overpriced from its trend on the day. So I don't like it. You're basically chasing up momentum at this point. So until I see it pull back, try to form up, get back down near some supports, let the channel catch up, I might just be sitting on my hands with ASTC for now, but it is a bullish mover so far that some might be interested in. And especially if you're a short bias trader or somebody who short stocks, this is probably going to have an opportunity for you too today as well. Okay? Good stuff. That was good. All right. What do I think about MFA? We traded like the tiniest bounce on that yesterday, just for fun. Right now, MFA, actually last night, we did a stream last night for an hour long. It's titled How to Trade Penny Stocks. We really only touched a little bit on penny stocks, and then we kind of went on into a whole array of questions, but super good information. Very, very good info in there because we answered a lot of questions last night. So pretty much if after this or any time today over the weekend, you guys want to watch that, it's going to be the last video I uploaded. It'll have the Boiler Room Trading logo, and the title will be How to Day Trade Stocks Beginners Discussion. Yesterday, we were talking about MFA, and towards the end of the video, we were kind of showing some things, and we basically were saying MFA was a buy yesterday down in these prices of like $2. That's where you'd want to be buying that yesterday. And then as it increases up into its channel, you'd want to sell. So you're seeing the selling happening pre-market here. So you can maybe argue that on MFA right now, you might try to start with the bullish move, or that you are into more of the buying cycle right now. You can argue that. I'm not a big fan of it. Let me just double check like the past couple days on it. Actually, well, I mean, no, not necessarily, because that's a fast down, up, fast down. That's a divergence, so you're going to have a long divergence move. The daily chart is still well below trend, so you're really only at 3. Yeah, you could argue that's got a little bit more to the bull side on it. From this, now look at it from this time frame. So on the larger scale time frame, you've entered the selling cycle of the stock. On the intraday time frame today, you could argue around the buying side, so you might see kind of like a bounce happen before you trend lower. But ultimately, I would say that you'd probably want to be bearish on this for today. Looking at the 5-day chart, we came from the lows, we've gone to the highs. I would expect we're going to try to do some type of pulling back fashion today. Okay, could be wrong. If it has a great day, then awesome. But for now, I'd probably be more on the just neutral side, honestly. Now, I will say this, but again, from the daily chart, this is way extended down outside of its channel. So it's arguable that yes, this could have, more of a reversal back up to 4 or maybe back towards 5. We are starting from a very low point, trying to reverse back up. So that is also an arguable case there. If you want to long or short a penny stock overnight, depending on what you're doing, depending on if it's short or if it's long, doesn't matter. Same thing, just how you start it would be differently. So if you're going to do anything overnight, you have to make sure that you're pretty much going to, normally you're going to want to watch. Okay, hold on, let me rephrase this. Say I wanted to start a position before the market closed and then hold it overnight. That you'd want to wait every day until the end of the market, until the market's about to close, and then whatever stocks you're looking at, if you wanted to take a position on them, you would want to make sure that they're either low or high in their buying cycle, depending if you want to go short or long, right? Like MFA. The end of the day, a lot of people might have been like, ooh, I don't know if I want to buy this and hold it overnight. I mean, look at how hard it's getting sold into. What if that continues? Well, the trend of the stock is this right there. That's that middle of the road. That's the trend of the stock. So naturally, before MFA would continue going in that direction, it would probably bounce back to its trend. Once it gets to the trend and rejects and kind of puts in a new low level, then you could expect the move might go lower. So for me, a lot of times if I do an overnight swing trade, it will be based on taking a trade that's going to be lower in the trend that I could expect is going to return to trend overnight, something of that nature, right? Pretty much anytime, like look at Tesla, right? Tesla probably started, let's see where it happened. So this is the trend on Tesla. I wouldn't have traded this personally. Like, let's just say you wanted to short Tesla. If you shorted Tesla end of the day, high in the channel today, you would have ended green just from overnight. But that's also because the market's gapped down. But essentially, that's what I'm getting at, right? Like, this is the channel, your high AMD short, now you're low, this would be a buy. So in theory, if what I'm telling you is correct, you'd probably see AMD go up out of the gates. You would probably see, let's see what Netflix is doing. You'd probably see Netflix try to maybe go long out of the gates, or maybe drop a little bit more, then go long out of the gates. Let's see where Roku's at. Roku's just right on trend. This one I would just be neutral at for the open. Give it a second. Could be a little fakey. Let's see what Baba's doing. Baba's in the lower. Baba's almost 2 deviations away from the normal. You could argue that might try to bounce up out of the gates because it's starting on the low side of the trend. So again, you can kind of see what I'm referring to there. You're starting down here, and theory trends up here, right? So, depending how it plays out, how it forms, you still have to pinpoint that. But you're kind of onto a right side of the move already. Okay. It's go to just go to Thinkorswim, type in standard deviation. It should be there. No, I don't have anything up on these trend lines at the time. BKWI, we already looked at BKWI today. Run up these likes. Yes. Yeah. I mean, I think there's 318 people watching this morning. Good morning to you. Thank you for spending your mornings with me, whether it's short, whether you like me or don't like me, whether you think the information's good. I really do appreciate you tuning in. What I would appreciate more is if you took your forehead and you smacked it as hard as you could on your key or your mouse so that the thumbs up go up on this video. Yes, forehead, smack it on the keyboard, on the mouse, like it. All right, guys, that's all we have for you really today. It's about 8:57. I will say, let's do one last thing. Let's take a look at the SPY. I think that's the only thing we really got to take a look at here. All right. SPY. So the SPY, right? Let's look at the daily chart here. So from the daily chart, here's our trend. We're way outside the trend. So I believe that in, maybe the coming day, not coming days possibly, but maybe coming weeks, by next month, I think there's a good chance we could even see our markets maybe back up towards like 296, maybe even towards the 300s. But ultimately, the market's trying to battle back in towards the actual trend of the S&P right now. When and if we were to get back up there, that means we're going to see resistance. So I think we're looking at, maybe, long play in the market for a couple days, couple weeks. I still think we're going to dead cat bounce and we're going to ultimately go lower in the markets. Absolutely. So keep an eye on the market. Look at the range that it's set in. Okay, it's really put in a big range overnight. Intraday, we have kind of gotten down towards support, but we are trending really poorly down there. So maybe what you watch for today is maybe see if you get some quick kind of sell-offs and see if the market actually wants to bounce, considering we're kind of in that lower side of the cycle right now. Okay. Oh, you funny. You guys are funny. All right, guys. Everybody, that's all we got for you today. So I appreciate you guys tuning in. While the whole kind of coronavirus lockdowns going on, if you guys are staying at home, being safer, awesome to you. And I plan on having and doing a couple more nighttime, sessions and just going over things, spending a little bit more time online because I know people are at home, so you guys can take this time to learn a little bit more and I can share a little bit more. So over the next couple weeks, however long this really ends up being, I'll plan on doing some more nighttime classes. So I'll let you guys know as they come, and we do them live. So, all right, guys, everybody, take care. Have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you guys on Monday morning for another stream.